All right. The incident that I'm going to share with you is one that actually happened, and it's slightly disturbing. So, just have to warn you that it's not going to be the happy, positive stuff. So, if you're sensitive, please don't listen to it. And if you're in front of children, I would recommend you listen to it some other time or put headphones. The person is not my client because obviously, if my person was my client, either I wouldn't share, or if I would share, I would take permission. Person's not my client, has sent me email. Okay. All right. So people try to get in touch with me through various ways, email and WhatsApp and Facebook and all that. So and before, whenever I used to get any Facebook request, I would blindly accept it. But today, if anyone sends me a Facebook request, I evaluate whether I should accept or shouldn't accept. And if the profile is not real, I never accept. So on the day where I was checking all these profiles, lo and behold, I saw her profile, and it was the face of a really beautiful woman. Obviously, we men, when you see a beautiful woman, we check on it and see is real or fake. And if it was something like check my private videos, my cam, this, that, I know it's fake. But this profile that I clicked, the name was real, and she was cabin crew, and she really looked beautiful. I'll tell you that. Very beautiful. I was like, oh, okay. And real. Her photograph with her children, husband, family. So I was like, okay, this is a real profile, and I accepted yes. No sooner I accepted, obviously the person gets a notification, accepted, I guess, because I've not sent anyone a Facebook request for a long time. So immediately upon accepting, that message pops up where the person sends a hi, like a hi emoji. So the person sent a hi emoji, and I was like, okay. So I said, yes, how can I help you? So the first thing, her response was, is this Loy Machedo? I said, yes. Or is this your staff? I said, no, this is my personal account, so it's me. He's saying, the real Loy Machedo, the actual, that YouTuber? I said, yes. You're making it sound as if I'm some kind of superstar or something. This is just my work, Saying, how can it be Loy Machedo? Because you're supposed to be busy. I was getting a little irritated. I was like, listen, buddy. I said, get to the point. What do you want? He said, then she went on the tangent whereby, is it just because I'm a beautiful female that you suddenly responded? Or is this how you normally, I don't know, something she said, is this how you respond? I got irritated. I was like, I was like, all right, take care. I blocked and deleted, finished. That was it. I don't have patience for all this nonsense. Blocked and deleted, end of story. Went on, checked the email, and then suddenly I get this WhatsApp message. It's like, hey man, you are, what? You didn't have to be so unreasonable and angry, and I was just talking to you. And I realized that was the same female. You didn't have to block me. So for me, I was not interested. Really, I was not interested. I was like, I blocked her on WhatsApp also. Finish. And I went on. To my surprise, next thing you know, she sends an email. Same female, very persistent. I was like, there's definitely something she wants. So there she mentioned that, hey Loy, okay, I apologize. I must have, started with the wrong footing. So then I just wanted to reach out to someone, to speak to them. However, I guess you're very busy, and she went on with the apologies first. So finally, after that, she started to say that there's something I wanted to share with you because I can't share with anyone else. I was like, okay, so that kind of got my attention. And long story short, without revealing the details, basically she was cabin crew. And, during the recession, okay, she was still able to hang on to a job. But then COVID happened. After COVID happened, whole world came tumbling down. First, our husband, his business was going back to worse and all that. And finally, you know, COVID was the final nail in the coffin. And he not only lost his business, he lost his stability. He went into absolute depression because he had to sell off a lot of stuff to pay the money. And, maybe someone cheated him, whatever. Okay. Then, following that, it seems that they had to pay off all the loans and all that which he took for business. And then she lost her job. So now you have husband and wife both with loans and lost their job, and they have children. And added to that, they used to support the parents and all that. And now all the burden of responsibility came on her head because the husband was completely like depressed to the core and couldn't handle it. So, well, she started hunting around for a job. And during COVID, you know how it was, the lockdown. So she would apply left, right, and center. There was no jobs, nothing. Finally, after months and months and months of trying, they, I think, dried up their savings, paying off the loans, the creditors and debt collection agencies, and they were actually living on credit card. So finally, out of desperation, she started applying wherever, and she got a job. It was like this, what is that? These private airlines, no? Private airlines, where they deal with VIP customers and all that. So I don't know which company or what it was. She didn't tell me there, but it seems that there are openings for this. So obviously she put in, because she had experience. And it seems that it was a tough interview process, given the fact that she had experience, she was smart, she was very beautiful. She got through the first round, second round, and now the final one. A lot of tests and all that. So when she came down for the interview, it seems the guy who was taking an interview, he said, we are shortlisting the candidate. We have around 5, 6. We have to choose only 2. So he asked her, do you want this job or not? She said, definitely, I definitely need this job. I'm looking forward to start a new business relationship, whatever. Okay. So then he asked her the question, which literally kind of shook her world. He's saying, what are you ready to do to get this job? Or something like, how badly do you want this job? So the minute he said that, she understood what he was trying to imply. And it seems that he was, I don't know, some, Arab thing. And this is not to hate on Arabs. I'm just telling you, he was like an Arab origin, Syrian or Lebanese or whatever. So she understood what it is, and she's like, okay, it's obvious. So she said, can you please tell me what do I need to do to get the job? So finally he said, I'm going for a weekend, and if you can spend some time, maybe we can get to know each other, and you can be rest assured you'll get the job. See, you reach a point where you can't take any more. You're just so fed up. And for her, she had a choice. Either she would say yes or no. If she would say yes, she could at least earn, and it was a good salary. If she would say no, I mean, how many more months could she survive and take care of 3, 4 people in the house plus her family? And she knew that this guy was after her body, and she said, okay, fine, where can we meet up and this and that? So he said, I'll keep you updated. And next, when she went home, obviously people you got the job. No, there's going to be a final interview test and all that, and I'll have to travel or fly down or whatever. So they said, okay, not knowing that what she was up against. And she got her message, WhatsApp. Okay, so and so is the place. We'll arrange a pickup. We'll go there, spend 2, 3 days, and that's it. Well, what could she do? She said, okay, And on that due date, she went and landed there. Now, until now, she was under the impression, okay, be with the person for 2 days, like, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, and Monday come back. To her shock, she found out that this guy had booked for a week or more. Imagine, huh? More than a week or something. Now, if that was not shocking enough, it was not just him, it was three, four of his friends. So he not only got her just for him, he bought her for his friends also, and all those days. She was, as she told me, in that letter, she's like, Loy, I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do. I was like, am I ready for this? If I say no now, what will I tell the family? It was very tough. And yeah, see, it's very easy to say, oh, nobody was dying and all that. I don't know. She didn't state that someone was dying or whatever, but I could definitely say that it was tough for her. It was very, very tough. And maybe her children needed, I don't know, education, or maybe they were not well, or maybe no idea. And she didn't have a choice, but she said yes. And for the next, I think, nearly a week, it seems those four men took turns, and it seems that she was not the only one. There were other females also. Obviously, none of them interacted with one another. They did their own thing, and she didn't want to talk to anyone because she was ashamed. As I was reading that, I was like, this is like a, one of those graphic novels, one of those movies, And I just kept going. And after she said, I was so brutally, like, raped, and obviously, she was injured and all that down there, and she was crying, and finally, after a week or so, she came back home, and she couldn't talk to anyone. And it was at that time she thought she would end her life or whatever, because she couldn't face, I'll tell you, when I was reading that, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to say. I was like, finally, towards the end, she said, it took me quite some time to muster the courage. On the bright side, yes, I did get confirmed, and that was it. And she continued working. Sadly, that was not the end. That manager and his, parasites, they would constantly ask for these females to come and all that. And she had to go through this horrific, experience, until finally she managed to get another worthwhile contract, and somehow, playing her cards right, she eventually made the move. And I think someone helped her get a job and this and that. However, this entire episode for her was something that lay very heavy in her heart. She felt really disgusted deep within, and she couldn't face her family. And after I read that letter, I just kept quiet. I didn't know what to say for some time. I tried to visualize what she must have been going through, what must have gone through her heart, her spirit. I took some time. There was total silence, and I just imagined my wife, my baby. And after some time, when it just settled down, I wrote a very genuine, honest letter. And oh yeah, she had also said that, please, I trust you, and please don't keep this letter, delete it, whatever. And by the way, there was there's that feature or something where Gmail, that letter vanishes or deletes by itself, self-destruct, I don't know, confidential, you can't copy paste. I could have taken a screenshot and all that. But I was like, okay. So I typed out my reply and sent it to her. Okay. As I thought about it, you know, I just asked myself if anyone that I knew had to go through it, if I had to go through something like this, how would the person feel? See, I wish I could give you some great motivational, inspirational message. But the fact of the matter is, you know, we live in a world where there is good, there's bad, there's ugly, and then there is stuff like this, I wish, sometimes not only me, I guess everyone wishes something like a hero movie where the hero triumphs in the end with all the, you know, opposition or obstacles he has to face. He still triumphs in the end. Sadly, the reality of the world we live in is this is not the case. So, what can you do? You just have to, like they say, bite the bullet and take another day. So, I kind of understood why she was so sarcastic with me. It was not that she was rude or anything, she was just hurt. It was just weighing so heavily in her heart, and she wanted to make a joke about it. She wanted to appear strong, but deep down it was still hurting. I did tell her that, I'll unblock you, you can send me a request and all, but she didn't. I guess she just wanted to talk to me for that time. I unblocked her, I gave her space. Later on, I guess she blocked me. So anyway, I look, I just want to conclude this video by telling you, life is tough, okay? Each one of us has our struggles and tough choices we have to make. Some people make them, some people cannot make them, and some people cannot face life. Whatever the case, in the end, you will have to fight this battle by yourself. If you have somebody to help you, great. If not, you have to fight it by yourself, because it's either sink or swim. And as for the injustice and the bad things in life, just remind yourself life is not fair. Life was not meant to be fair. And you need to do whatever it takes to survive. I really have immense respect for this woman, because the choices that she took it because she had a family to feed. I can't imagine what she must have gone through. It's very easy for us to judge and tell, oh, you should have done this or that. We are not in her shoes. I don't know, maybe her parents were dying, or her children were sick, or she needed medicines, or what. And anyway, if she is watching this video, I just want to tell you that you don't need to add me back on Facebook or whatever. But I have a lot of respect for you, for what you've done. And I just genuinely hope that now that things are at least back to normal, you're in a better place. Your sacrifices and your choices, nothing but immense respect for you. Because end of the day, you're the man of the house, and you took the ultimate sacrifice of being the mother and provider for the family. I don't know how many of us would have the courage that you have. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. Good, bad, ugly. Your comments and thoughts down below. And all I want to say is, that's just take life as it comes, man. That's all. All right, that's all I wanted to share. Good, bad, ugly. Comment down below. See you signing off. Ciao.